Hello and welcome. My name is Natman, and this is Never Too Old to Geek Out. Okay, well, this is episode 1 of Never Too Old to Geek Out podcast. So this is going to be the all-encompassing show, the show that's going to take over my ideas and where pop culture is. So today I really want to discuss Super Mario Bros. Wonder. As a big-time Mario fan and a Nintendo fanboy, it's a pretty exciting time. Before we get to that, I'd like to tell you all a little bit about myself, some of the plans for this channel, and some of the goals for this channel. So let's get right into it. My name is Natman. I am a lifelong geek into comic books, movies, cartoons, anime, you name it. I'm a big fan of geek culture, huge Star Wars nut, and it's been a long time coming to find a place to discuss all of this. It's important to me to create a positive space where people can talk about the things that they love, and that's what I want to do here. I want to celebrate people's differences, celebrate the things that they enjoy about a particular topic or a topic in general without judgment. A place to learn and to have a great time and chat. That doesn't mean I don't want to hit on hard topics. I really do. I want to talk about the state of criticism. Does a video game being easy somehow diminish its value? I need to talk about the art versus the artist. There's lots of different things in the geek media space that it's controversial, but I think those opinions that people have are really, really exciting and should be things that we talk about. So I want to talk about it in this channel. We're going to do a bunch of different shows. We've got a speculation show called Irresponsible Speculation, and that'll be a fun one where we'll go over some random topics. Episode 1 is about the Ahsoka live action series and speculating what's in store for us in the second half. I'm going to be doing a drawing AMA. Actually, this Saturday should be the launch date, keeping my fingers crossed that the streaming setup works. But we're going to do Saturday morning cartooning and do kind of an Ask Me Anything session where, well, I get to draw and chat with all of you. So that sounds great to me. And we also have a segment or a show I'd like to call What is Your Geek? And that is going to be a interview show where we talk to friends, whomever wants to come in and chat with us about what it is that they geek out about. So again, lots of exciting things to come. Here's hoping that you all are watching. With that, we're going to jump right into Super Mario Bros. Wonder. It is an exciting time to be a Mario fan. For the first time in over 10 years, we are looking at the release of a new mainline 2D Mario game. This is the stuff I was brought up on. Games that have been most important to crafting who I am and what I enjoy, really. I played a lot of Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World with my siblings, and I'm so ready for this. I want to do a little bit of speculation or point out some topics, things that I'm noticing and just really excited about because I just want to talk about it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the world map. I'm really, really hoping that there's some sort of a secret area system similar to how the Star Road worked in Super Mario World. That would be really, really interesting to be able to cut through the world. I know there's shortcuts built in. There's a way to do a level select once you've completed a level. And I like that too, but I really think the interconnected world makes Mario World really stand out amongst the other games in the 2D Mario franchise. It really looks like they have some sort of a hub and spoke system going on for the world map, which is quite interesting. It seems like it all centers around the Petal Isles. I like that as well. I think it's a really interesting concept. I'm hoping there's a lot more freedom in general than what we see, and not just within those small hub worlds that you can walk around. I did catch a video recently where they showed the number of levels, and they attempted to sort of extrapolate from what was shown in the different map screens. And we're looking at something like 10 to 14 levels per world. That's a huge, huge game. And I'm really excited about that. One of the things that has not really been discussed and has not, to my knowledge, been applicable to a Mario game since Super Mario World, and that is the ability to hop into a level that you've completed, get a power up, get a backup power up, and then exit the level with those items. I love Super Mario World's ability to go into the top secret area, and in that top secret area, you can grab the Super Leaf, or excuse me, the Cape power up. I can't remember what it's called. The feather, excuse me, and then the Fire Flower, as well as grab Yoshi if you are so inclined. And now I know Yoshi's a completely different thing in this game, but I would love to be able to hop in to a level, grab the elephant power up, and then move to a different level that's giving me some from troubles, or just something that I've noticed where I was like, oh man, the elephant would be amazing right here, and not have to do any sort of completion of the level to get back to that point. I do want to then just go over power-ups while we're talking about the elephant. It is it looks super fun. I think all of the power-ups that we've been shown so far seem to have multiple uses, with the exception of the Fire Flower. But if you don't have the Fire Flower, is it really a 2D Mario game? No. Not in my opinion, at least. So, one of the things about the items that I'm hoping for is creative uses that we haven't even seen yet. The 15 so minutes of video have come out of about 5 different levels, and I see things the way people are playing the levels that I'm like, oh, there's something over there that you missed. You should go take a look at that. So I'm really excited to get my hands on this game. There also seems to not be a mini mushroom, and all I can say to Nintendo is, thank you. That's a power-up that feels fun. It's fun to use occasionally, but there are so many secret exits of the new Super Mario Brothers games that require you to have that power-up, which is really a power down, and I think it adds an unnecessary challenge and sort of frustration to the type of secret exits that exist. It'd be really awesome to have secret exits that are, because you're creative about how you navigate the world, going up really, really high, or having a specific power-up. I really hope that these power-ups, and the way that everything's looking, is that these are larger explorative levels, and that excites me. I'm a fan of watching videos from the Kaizo community, but I definitely don't want to be playing those games. Those types of levels are beyond my skill as an old man, and I like my traditional, long, explorative, even vertical style levels. Really, that's where my heart is. I appreciate the speedrunning community, and I might try my hand at a few things within it. Again, sticking with power-ups, man, the bubble, it's being slept on. There's so much there for the bubble suit, the bubble flower, to utilize shortcuts to jump above areas. The fact that it kills enemies that are normally only killable with a star power-up is awesome. It also seeks them out. It's got a little like whoop, homing action that happens, and that's also very cool, especially because the animation, which in this game is absolutely incredible, shows the fear on the enemy's face as they realize the bubble is coming. Yeah, there's a lot to this. Oh, the drill power up. So weird. I was playing Super Mario Maker 2 recently, and I was in one of the levels that had the shell caps that you use, and you can, pop up and kill thwomps and things. And I was like, man, that'd be really cool if they added some sort of helmeted power-up into a Mario game. We have a helmeted power-up that can knock out enemies from above you, that you can dig with. I'm so excited about this. I'm trying to temper my expectations, but it's really difficult at this point. I do then want to lead into something here. Badges. And the reason I want to go into the badges is badge plus power-up combinations. There has been people talking, have been people talking about combining the drill power-up with the badge that does the crouching super jump, because you can essentially dig and then use the super jump action to fling yourself up onto the ceiling, which you can also dig into. So are there more power-up combinations like this? Think about the elephant and the dolphin power-up. Do you become this unstoppable underwater force of a giant elephant that you just crack through everything and takes up this massive space? What if you combine, or can the elephant even swim? That's something that I don't know if they've shown, if there's any sort of air timer, because we know the elephant can pick up water, but can it stay in the water the whole time? I also would be curious to see Dolphin and Bubble. Like, how does Bubble respond underwater? There's a lot of questions and cool ideas to be had. Bubble plus the grappling vine. So you can now bounce yourself twice as high and then utilize a grapple vine to reach across the screen. There's a lot of different combinations that are going to really, really kick up replay value in this game. I am super excited. I think the auto run that will be great for speedrunners, where you see that little animation of Mario going past the platform and he's still moving. You got that beautiful smear frames that just look incredible. I also think the badges are quite an interesting concept. It's as if they gave the player the choice to be their favorite character while also stealing the abilities of a character that might play more fun than them. The flutter jump that Luigi normally has is a badge. So anybody can do the flutter jump. Any of the core playable characters, because we do have the easier modes with Yoshi and Nabbit, who I'll get back to Yoshi especially soon. And you have the float cap that they can pop on, which is definitely an homage to Peach's floatability, which makes her one of the most fun characters to utilize in both Mario Brothers 2 and Super Mario 3D World. So it's really interesting to see what else will they have as part of that. It looks like the spin jump, the star spin, as I affectionately call it from my love for Galaxy, is something that looks like everybody has as a default, and that gets replaced by these special actions. So a lot of risk reward. This is a different type of Mario game. I can't really contain my level of excitement for this. It's really cool. I think they might be hiding some stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if there was maybe a power-up or two that is a returning power-up. I'm not sure if we're going to get too much more new stuff, but we haven't seen a flying power-up yet. I don't know about what other, the Koopa Shell power-up. There's a couple of different things they can do with Penguin. The ice flower would be a great addition. Then you'd have fire, ice, and bubble. Seems really weird, but it makes total sense in the Mario universe. So we have to talk about the controls. For me, control is king when it comes to video gaming. The reason that Super Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World are still the gold standard to this day is because of the way they feel. They just feel right when you're playing them. The controls are tight, responsive, and it just feels good. So here's hoping that Mario Wonder is that way as well. Now, I've been an advocate for the use all the damn buttons on the controller mentality for quite some time now. And for me, the greatest controlling 2D video game is Metroid Dread. Now, Dread can be quite difficult at first, but at some point, when you get used to the button combinations, it just clicks. The game feels incredibly responsive, and it seems like it's optimized for the thumbstick. Now, that's a huge deal when it comes to 2D gaming nowadays, because especially with the Switch, the D-pad on the Pro Controller is not great. The directional buttons serve their purpose, but rolling is quite difficult. So games with 360-degree aiming, like Metroid Dread, could be problematic to use for a D-pad. In fact, Metroid Dread doesn't even have a D-pad option. So how does this all tie into Super Mario Bros. Wonder? Well, Game Explain actually released a video that has information about the menus in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and it confirms that ZL is not only one of the defaulted options, but is an option to create solely the ground pound. Now, this seems like not a huge deal to most people, I'd imagine. It's huge to me. I've never felt comfortable with holding down in the air or holding down and then forward to try to like crouch. Crawl. So the idea to be able to just map ground pound to ZL is huge. It opens up options that you can do things like crawling or rolling potentially, like from the 3D games. And it's just, to me, when I play 3D Mario, that feeling that you get from all the way back in Mario 64 of hitting that Z button mid-air, watching that animation and seeing that ground pound, it just feels good. So I'm hoping that maybe does open the opportunity for some more control mechanics, especially with things like badges. The next major control mechanic that I want to make sure I talk about is grabbing and throwing items. Now, this has been a major part of 2D Mario since Super Mario Bros. 2, where the primary mechanic of the game was to pick up turnips and enemies and throw them. However, it hasn't been since Super Mario World, and I think, in fact, it is the only game in the 2D Mario series where you can throw upward until now. They have brought back multi-directional throwing of objects for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and I can't tell you how excited I am for this. The mechanics that it opens up, being able to hit switches above you, hit enemies above you, to, I don't know, potentially throwing items down in the air. It could be an option. There was nothing shown there, but the potential is there for that. And specifically in this game, you see enemy interactions that look quite interesting. There's a level that has sort of swinging vine creatures that have these hooks on their tails. So you grab the hook, swing, and then pop the enemy when you get to the end. There's also a mummy enemy, and forgive me for not having the names memorized yet, but you unravel the enemy. There's also, and I've seen this in gameplay videos, and I've seen this in the Nintendo release content, there's background elements with these hooks on it. So there's the potential to be grabbing and pulling away elements from the environment to, again, change the environment itself. Now, I think if you combine these mechanics, that gameplay feel, with the tactility of HD Rumble, you really have a recipe for a really satisfying control experience. And I'm just really excited about these things. Switching gears, I want to jump into the bosses. We haven't seen a lot of the bosses, and I have my theories about what these bosses are. I think it has to do with the piranha plants that pop up in the beginning of the game that help out, or corrupted by Bowser's chaos, wonder energy. It looks like they guard certain areas through progression, and you have to have wonder seeds to go past them. I would not be surprised if they themselves are like the mini boss fights, is you have to get through them to even get to the secondary portion of whatever world to move on through the game to the final castle. I just have my fingers crossed that we're going to get a boss situation much more akin to New Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Odyssey, where they're not the Koopalings, that we get fresh new characters or versions of the new enemies that we have in Super Mario Brothers Wonder, but Wonder Seedified. Like they've taken a Wonder Flower and now they're, you know, gigantic, or instead of spitting a single fireball, they have this recurring flame. All that sort of stuff. Because the Wonder Flower is limitless in the way it's being utilized. I really have no idea, and I don't want to project the other things that we may be seeing with the Wonder Flowers. I'm just really excited about it. The boss stuff, though, I do have one little tinfoil hat prediction, but I roll with me now. So I think that Bowser in his castle flying fortress form is going to be a 2-stage level. We're going to have a Wonder Flower that goes Super Mario Land on us and turns Mario into a plane. And you will have to do a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up level, taking on the flying fortress, and eventually when you bring it down, the final level is inside of Bowser, and you're going to have to fight from within inside the Wonder Seed. Which, again, that's a bold prediction, but I get this feeling there's so much I've seen in this game that harkens back to Mario's history. There's a lot of love for Super Mario Land and Super Mario Land 2, just in the way that that enemies move, the progression of the levels, the kind of chaotic ideas that the Wonder Flowers bring in. It's really, really intriguing. So I hope we get a shoot 'em up level. I love them being in the middle of a platformer. There's a big Kirby guy too. I would be remiss if I didn't spend some time just talking about the animations overall. I think that the style that they have chosen is so reminiscent of the Kotabe artwork from the 90s and translated into this 3D soft, like touchable environment. Like the whole thing feels like it has this like toy feel where you want to grab the pieces, you want to pick up Mario and place him somewhere. It's just gorgeous, and there's such a cartoon influence and such an anime influence in the way things happen. The way you get power-ups, especially the fire flower, where it looks like a henshin transformation, like you expect Mario to go fire flower power, woohoo, something crazy, to just sort of the way the animation works. And then there's this post Spider-Verse use of 2D altered frame rates over the top of computer graphics images, and it gives us a unique texture to the animation. I'm going gaga over this, and I really just hope that it lives up to it. There's so much to see. I feel like there's going to be, again, a lot of replayability because the game's just fun to look at. I don't know how to describe it. I think when you see the game, you just kind of get it. I can't wait to see how it feels, too. I also want to talk about the multiplayer. I feel like people are kind of mixed on the online format, and I just think it's genius. It can... The way the online is set up, where you're playing live with other people, and they can sort of interact with you by placing those standees, or leaving power-ups for you, or in a pinch reviving your ghost. That's really cool because they're not directly affecting your game. And then the fact that you can do this with your friends, so I can passively be playing passively playing Mario Wonder, and Deimos is playing as well, and I'll just see him on the map and be like, "Oh, yay, let's go do this level together, or let's go race over here." And there's no, frame rate issue. I'm not going to bump into them. There's not a problem with that. And look, I love most 2D Mario games, but the 2D bumping into each other New Super Mario Brothers Wii, it is just too much. I really want to enjoy the game, and it almost feels like you're fighting. Two-player, in my opinion, works really well, but when you get 4 people going, it's wild. I'm really excited to see what they have in play. It's almost like online multiplayer for me, who's a solo player. I like the single player experience, but I also love the interaction that you can have with people that doesn't directly affect your experience to that degree. Kind of like Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I always thought was a really cool, people biking around. Frame rate was garbage, but I digress. Still an awesome idea, and then jumping into the raids is similar to saying like jumping into a race in Mario Wonder. What I want to know about now is secrets. Is there unlockable characters? Do we have worlds 8 and 9? I think the answer to both those questions is yes. I have this strange feeling that the mentioning of the Mushroom Kingdom being close by really leads me to believe that's going to be another world. Maybe it's a Bowser escape sequence, or that the Wonder Seeds have somehow made it to the Mushroom Kingdom, and so you have to go and clear those out because they're causing crazy effects to happen in the Mushroom Kingdom, and people are not, the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom are just not ready for this, so you have to go and clear that out. And then my ultimate, the thing that I really want the most, is a galaxy-themed world where you unlock the best, the Princess of Space, the Cosmic Queen, Rosalina. Gotta have the Star World. I really do think that this is a possibility. I think it makes total sense to have the super-powered character that maybe has a bunch of the abilities somehow, the badges, so you can just stack and stack and stack, and she's different playing from everybody else, so she's kind of like the easy mode for experienced players. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, Hashtag Rosalina for Super Mario Brothers Wonder. That's where we got to go. That is really all I have to talk about today. Thank you all for sticking around, and if you have stuck around this long, please hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if this is the type of content that you guys want out there, and please interact. I love the social aspect that this opens up. So I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you're excited as I am for Super Mario Brothers Wonder. It's right around the corner. So again, thank you. And with that, I am Natman, sending you the reminder that you are never too old to geek out.